With Energy being one of the most powerful decks in the modern format, aggro has all but disappeared. But in today's video, we are going to be showing you this secret tech to get ahead. The tech is Mox Amber. This is a 0 mana artifact that can tap for any color that your legends produce. And while you might think this is inconsistent, we are going to be playing a deck filled with legends. In fact, when looking at this list, we are playing 25 legendary creatures. And if you're looking for some other sweet synergies with our legendary creatures, we have Flowering the White Tree, which is an insanely good anthem, and of course the Channel Lands, which gets reduced for each legendary you control. So we're going to be taking this through a League of Modern and showing you how powerful Mox Amber is. Just a friendly reminder before the first match starts to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We are on the play, and starting hand looks great. Pre-game actions, opponent puts in a Gemstone Caverns and reveals a Devourer of Destinies. We'll lead on turn 1 Plaza Heroes into a Ragavan. Opponent plays out a Labyrinth into a Talisman. Top deck a Flowering of the White Tree, not a bad pickup here. We'll go Plains into a Mary. Back in with the team, we get to draw a card off Mary. Exiling an Ulamog the Defiler and making a treasure, and we'll pass. Opponent casts out a Microspawn Kicked, so I think we just cast out our Surge, giving our land hexproof, and they pick up another Eldrazi Temple. Okay, Mox Amber, actually a huge draw here. Cast that out, chalk in our Sacred Foundry, cast out our Flowering of the White Tree, and cast out an Inti. Combat, attacking with the team. We will discard our land, pumping our Mary, and then we top deck into Johnny, and opponent does take out a Ragavan here. Opponent casts out a One Ring, top deck another NT, we'll go to combat, attacking with the team, draw a card. We'll discard the redundant NT here, pumping our NT, find a land off the top, not bad, play that out, and cast our Johnny. Opponent casts out another One Ring, and they draw a card right away. Ragavan, not a great draw, attacking with the team here. Top deck a Sokenzan, and we won't discard here. We will shock in our land and pass the opponent. In step, they besage you our Flowering of the White Tree. Plays out a land, draws 2 with the One Ring. Okay, so opponent casts out a Kozilek's Command for X is 8, making 8 Eldrazi spawns, and scrying 8, drawing 1. Then opponent casts a Through the Breach and an Emrakul. Backing in, so we will use our Sokenzan. We will sacrifice our cat and some lands here. This means we do get to flip our Ajani as well, which is nice. Okay, they don't have another One Ring, so we might be able to win this one. Land off the top. We will dash out our Ragavan, 0 our Ajani, deal a bunch of damage to the opponent, and we will go to combat, attacking with the team. Draw a Zergo. We will discard our Sacred Foundry, give our Mary Trample, and that should do it. They end up having a Kozilek's Command, taking out our Mary and drawing a card. And we will play out our Plaza Heroes and our Zergo. Okay, they just need to not have a way to kill us here, please. Opponent draws 3 with One Ring. They play out an Eldrazi Temple, and opponent scoops it up. Let's get on to sideboarding. We're going to take out 2 Solitude, 2 Surge of Salvation, and 2 Adeline for 2 Wear Tear, 2 Magus of the Moon, and 2 Blood Moon. Game 2, starting hand looks great. Opponent reveals a Devourer of Destiny in their upkeep, exiling some good stuff. We top deck in a Gonjo, not a bad pickup here, but we're gonna go turn 1 Ragavan. Opponent plays out a Labyrinth, exiling their Devourer. Playing nothing interesting. Go to combat, and opponent exiles our Ragavan and scries and draws. Play out our Plains into a Mary, and I guess we'll run our Mox Amber, just in case they end up playing like Nurse's Saga or something. And opponent plays out a 3-ball. Top deck an Arid Mesa, we'll play that out, fetch out a Plains, then we will play out our Magus, attacking with our Mary. Opponent runs out another Forest, another land for us, not a great pickup. Combat, attacking with the team, and then we'll play our Mesa. Opponent plays out a Besage You. Another Mox Amber, not a great draw again. Go to combat, attacking, nothing from the opponent. Okay, Ismaru, not terrible. Combat, attacking. Next turn we are representing lethal here, and opponent plays out a Mountain, scoops it up. We are 1-0. What a great showing from Magus in this deck. Let's get on to the next match. We are on the play, and starting hand is a little weak, but we'll try it. Opponent goes turn 1 Plains into a Guide of Souls. Samaru, not a terrible pickup here, but we're gonna go Shinka into a Bolt on the guide. Opponent shocks in a Sacred Foundry into Najani. Flowering the White Tree, good pickup here, shocking our land, play out our Johnny, then play out our Mox Amber into Samaru. Opponent attacks in for 2, and they slam a Flage, taking out our Johnny. Land, great draw here, fetch out a Plains, play out our Mary into a Flowering of the White Tree, and what a great start for this. And attack in, drawing a card. Opponent goes Mountain into an Oslet Pride, then playing out a Goblin Bombardment. They sack a cat, dealing 1 damage to our Cat Warrior. Then they 0 their Johnny, taking out our Cat. Skrell, not a bad pickup here. Go to combat, attacking with the team. I think we're just going to ignore Johnny here. Draw a card. Adeline, great pickup again. And opponent double blocks our Mary. So we'll just give Mary first strike here. Then we will shock in our Foundry and play out our Adeline. Opponent 0/0 Johnny, dealing 1 damage to our Isamaru. Never mind, they don't pay for the ward. And they cast out a Static Prison, targeting our Adeline. Will they pay the ward? They do. Another land for us. We will again go to combat and just attack the opponent. Oh, it's down to 1. Play out our Skrell into an Arid Mesa. Opponent does not pay for the Static Prison here. And they play out an Arena of Glory. They escape their Flage, taking out our Mary. And they make a Cat Warrior, dealing 2 damage to us. And they attack in here, putting us down to 8. Sadly, we do have the block here. Another land off the top for us. Play out our Mary, dash out our Ragavan, and opponent scoops it up there. Let's get on to sideboarding. We're going to take out 2 Flower in the White Tree, Adeline, and Search of Salvation for 2 paths and 3 Sun Cleansers. Game 2, starting hand is a little weak, but we'll definitely keep it. Opponent goes turn 1 Sacred Foundry into a Ragavan. Top deck a Flower in the White Tree, not a bad pickup. We'll play out our Scroll. We're going to cast a Where on our Skrelv. Interesting. They attack in, yeah, sadly we do got to Solitude this. Sun Cleanser, wow, that's a great draw. We'll fetch Shock and run our Sun Cleanser. Opponent plays out in a Johnny. Top deck a land, good pickup here. We'll play Skrelv into our Mesa fetching, pick up another Foundry, and then we'll play out our Flower into the White Tree. Opponent casts out a Stag Prison, taking out our Sun Cleanser, and they attack in for 2 into an Oslet Bride. Another Flower in the White Tree. We will cast out our Mary, go to combat, attack in with the team, and then play out our Istamaru that we draw. Opponent cast a Lightning Bolt on our Istamaru, and then they attack in with the team. A Johnny, actually a fantastic draw here. Go to combat, attack in with the team, finding a Zergo, and they do block flipping their Johnny, so we will run out our own Johnny into a Zergo. Opponent plays out an Arid Mesa. Opponent picks up a Surveil land off their fetch land, milling over an Amp Raptor, and they play out another Oslet Pride, and they tick up putting counters on their prides. Top deck another Mary. We will go to combat, and we're gonna send these 4 creatures at the opponent. This is a weird combat. Top deck another Ajani, and we'll just let them go to blocks here, and they end up double blocking our Johnny. We'll just run out another Johnny here, and we do get our Sun Cleanser back. We will target the opponent again. Okay, opponent down ticks their Johnny. We'll pick our Flower in the White Tree, our Skrelv, and our Sun Cleanser. Opponent shocks in their land, playing out a Flage, targeting our Skrelv, which they do pay for. I guess we will just protect our Sun Cleanser from white. Oh, they get 2 triggers from their prides. It's so good. We find a path. Sadly, that's not going to really help us at this point. So we'll play our Mary after combat, and I really just don't think we can win at this point. So sadly, we just got to scoop it up here and get on to game 3. Game 3, starting hand's a little awkward because we don't have any red sources, but I do think this hand's good enough to keep. We'll go turn 1 Plains into a Skrelv. Opponent goes turn 1 Sacred Foundry into a Guide of Souls. Okay, Mox Hampers doesn't really help us out too much, sadly. Play out our Gonjo, then play out our Johnny, and we'll run out the Mox Hamper as well. Opponent plays out an Oslet Pride, and no land drop here. Holy, what a great draw here. Play out our Sacred Foundry, cast out our Mary, which means that we have a red source, but we will just go to combat here first. Tagging in with our Johnny, Mary, and our Cat Warrior as well. Find a Flowering of the White Tree, what a great draw. Opponent double blocks our Johnny here, so we'll just bolt their Guide of Souls, and we're looking pretty good here. Opponent attacks in with their Oslet Pride, and they do top deck Plains here, into another Oslet Pride, and a Chain to the Rocks. Well, I don't know why they're doing this. I can just pro-white it. That was an interesting decision. A Gonjo, not a bad pickup here. We will play out our Flowering of the White Tree, go to combat, attack in with the team other than Skrelv, drawing a card, finding a bolt, and they just double chump here. That is fine. I think we'll just play out the Gonjo, keep the new copy, and play out our Sun Cleanser, targeting the opponent, and we'll just hold up a bolt here. Opponent plays out in a Johnny, and in step, we will just bolt the Johnny. Another Mox Amber. We will go to combat here, attack in with our 2 legendaries. Draw a card. Take them to Johnny. That's actually a really good draw. No blocks from the opponent. And that should be game, if I'm doing the math correctly. We play out a Johnny, keep the Johnny. Yep, flips. Then we'll have 6 creatures, and opponent scoops it up. So let's get on to the next match. We are on the draw, and starting hand is a little slow, but we'll keep it. Pre-game action, opponent reveals 2 Devour of Destinies. And they exile a bunch of cards here. Top deck and a Gonjo. We will go turn 1 Shock in a Sacred Foundry, holding a bolt. Opponent plays out another Tron piece, and in step we'll bolt them. We top deck a Sokinzan. We'll play Plains into an NT, and play out our Mox Amber. And they got Natural Tron. Then they cast out Devour, taking out our NT. Guess we have to throw another bolt at them. Another NT off the top isn't terrible. So we'll play that out, play our Gonjo, and just hold up our Surge. Play out another Devour, we'll play our Surge. Then they play out a Labyrinth. I'm printing nothing. And then they poke in for 6. Top deck a Mary, not a bad pickup here. We'll play that out. And I think we just have to pass the opponent here. And opponent cast out a All Is Dust. We could block with Sokinzan, but we're just too far behind. So we'll scoop it up and get on to sideboarding. We're gonna take out 2 Surges, 2 Solitude, an Adeline, and a Flowering of the White Tree for 2 Wear Tear, 2 Magus, and 2 Blood Moon. Game 2 starting hand looks absurdly powerful. This is like the ideal start for this deck. We'll go turn 1 Plaza into a Ragavan, and play out our Mox, and play out our Zergo. And it goes turn 1 Eldrazi Temple into a map. Another Ragavan off the top. We will shock in our land, cast out our Adeline, back in with the team, and we exile a 4, so we'll just pass. And plays out another Eldrazi Temple into a Thought-Knots here. They take our Mary. Ooh, we top deck a Magus. Pretty good pickup here. We'll attack in with the team. And opponent does trade with the Adeline here. Draw a Plaza, exile an Eldrazi Temple off the top, bet our Plaza, and then run out a Magus. I'm gonna place out a mountain, passing. This Samaru, fine draw, I guess. Back in with the team. Triggering Ragavan, exiling a tower, and guess we'll just play out a Samaru here. One step, they crack their map, picking up a power plant. I'm gonna place out a One Ring. I'll take a bolt, we will pass the opponent. Opponent draws a card with One Ring, and they play out another One Ring. Yeah, let's just end the game here. We'll bolt them. All right, let's get on to game 3. Game 3, starting hand, it's really awkward. I think we have to keep it, but not strong. Part of the reason I'm keeping this is because our opponent did mulligan to 6, and now they're down to 4, so this hand's looking a little bit better now. I'm gonna go turn 1 mine into a map. I'll take another Sokinzon. We will play Plaza into a Ragavan, and we'll hold the Mox for 1 turn. We'll place out a tower. Bolt, not a bad pickup here. We'll play out our Plaza. Go to combat, tag in for 2. We exile a tower, not a great. We'll play Mox Amber. They crack their map, and we will play out an Isamaru, and I guess an Ajani as well. Hope they don't have it all as dust. I'm gonna place out a One Ring. We top tick a Plains. We'll run that out, and pass the opponent. I'm gonna draw us 2 with One Ring, and opponent plays out another One Ring. Card is so miserable to play against. Oh my goodness. And they draw a card. Top deck and Adeline. Guess we play it out. We're not beating in all his dust anyways. Then we will go to combat, attack and Tomorrow. Just go to 1/1. Untaps, loses a life, and then draws 2. Throw up to 8 cards. Okay, they play out a Wormcoil Engine. So we will channel a Sokinzon on the instep. Top deck an Aired Mesa. We will play out our land, channel another Sokinzon. Then we will go to combat, attack him with everything. And they're going to try and get rid of our Adeline. So we will end up giving it protection and indestructible, or hexproof and indestructible. And we're still just going to attack in with everything here. And opponent ends up blocking like this. That's fine. They're down to 11. And I think we have lethal here if I'm doing the math correctly. Pick up a mountain. We bolt our cat. Flip our Ajani. Oh, wait, we don't have any red permanents left. Oh, my lord. I forgot about that. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. We'll 0. Dang it. Oh. We were so close. All right, well, pass back to the opponent. Opponent loses 2 off the One Ring. Another land. They draw 3. Woohoo, another One Ring. Fun. Then they draw a card with the One Ring, casting out a Devour of Destiny, taking out our Adeline, and then they play out a Karn, picking up a Cityscape Leveler, and they end up attacking our Ajani, so we have the jump block here. We draw another land, and at this point, we're just too far behind, so we'll scoop it up and get on to the next match. We are on the play, and starting hand just 2 land heavy, so we're gonna mull. And just another, 5 land hand. Sadly, gotta go down to 5. Yeah, this hand looks perfectly fine. We will keep. We'll put back an Inti and a Samaru. We'll go turn 1 Plaza into a Zergo. We're gonna go Storm Plains into a guide. Find a land. We will fetch shock, play out our Mary, and attack in. We're gonna place out another guide, and they poke in for 1. Ooh, Flowering the White Tree, huge pickup here. We'll play that out. Go to combat, attack in. Solitude, fine draw, and then we'll play our Shinka passing. And on our instep, they surveil. We're gonna cast out an Amped Raptor, so in response, we will bolt one of the guides. Opponent does end up getting a Flage here. Hopefully they target one of our creatures. No, they're smart, they target us. And they do attack in for 1. Top deck and Adeline, we will go to combat, attack in with the team. Opponent's down to 5, we will play out our Plains, and just pass. Opponent plays out a land and escapes their Flage, doing 3 damage to us and gain life. And then they attack in with their Amped Raptor. And they do use their guide's ability, so we'll just use our Ganjo and take out their Amped Raptor. Okay, we top deck into Johnny. That means that we can end up just evoking out our Solitude, pitching to Johnny, taking out their Flage, then play out our Adeline, attack in with the team. Another Flowering the White Tree, not great. I'm gonna place out a Johnny of their own into a Goblin Bombardment. Opponent sacrifices their cat, dealing 1 to us, makes a cat, gaining a life, dealing 1 damage to us, and they scoop it up. Let's get on to sideboarding. We're gonna take out 2 Surges, 2 Flowering the White Trees, and Adeline for 2 Paths and 3 Sun Cleansers. Game 2, start hand looks great. We'll go turn 1 fetch shock into a Pride. Top deck Naganjo, we'll shock in our Foundry, play out a Ragavan, then we'll play out our Mox Amber, and hold up our bolt. Opponent goes to combat, attacks in, we will just bolt the Pride. And they play out an Ajani. Plaza Heroes, not terrible pickup here. We will play out our Inti. Oh, and I messed up here. I should have tapped my Mox Amber. That's okay though. We'll just pass the opponent. Oh, they have a Goblin Bombardment. That's so brutal. Yep, they sacrifice their cat, dealing 1 to our Ragavan. Then they zero their Ajani and deal 1 damage to our Inti. Yeah, sack their cat and take out our Inti. Then they surveil. Another Mox Amber off the top. Yeah, sadly, we're just gonna be way too far behind for this one. We'll just get on to game 3. Starting hand looks perfectly reasonable. Lead on turn 1 fetch shock into a Ragster. When it plays out Aired Mesa, we'll go to combat, attack with the Ragavan. It does connect. Drawing a One Ring. We'll play out our Plains into an Inti. Whoa, they mill over a Thraben Charm. When it plays out a Plains into an Ajani. Another land off the top for us. We will shock it in. We're gonna go to combat, attacking with the team here. We will discard a Sokinzon, putting a counter on our Ragavan. Ooh, exile a Ajani of our own. Okay, they do try and take out our Inti here, so we'll just Ganjo the Cat Warrior, trigger Inti again, exile an Esmaro, not bad, and we will path their Ajani. Ragavan connects, exiling an Amped Raptor. I think we'll cast that out here. Oh wait, I'm so dumb. It's from hand, not exile. Whatever, that's fine. Opponent cast out a Earfire Foes. Interesting. Oh, Bolt off the top. Actually, kind of an insane draw here. We will discard our Sokinzon, triggering our Inti, play out our land here, Bolt their Pride, go to combat, attacking with the team. Someone plays out an Ambraptor, casting down a Guide of Souls into a Flage. Oh no. And they take out our Inti, and yeah, at this point, we're just not going to be able to beat a hasted out Flage from an Arena of Glory, top decking another land. So sadly, we do have to scoop it up here and get on to the next match. We are on the draw, and starting hand looks fine. Turn 1 Marsh Flats for the opponent. We will shock my Sacred Foundry and go turn 1 Ragavan. And on our end step, they do Surveil. Someone plays out a Polluted Delta into a Prismatic Ending on our Ragavan. Another Mox Amber. We will play out our Aganjo, play out an Inti, cast out our Mox Amber, and play out a Ragavan. And another Surveil land on our end step. We top deck a Shinka. We will go to combat, attacking with the team, discard our Mox Amber, put a counter on our Ragavan. Okay, we exile Aganjo, which is kind of irrelevant. We exile an Undercity Sewers, play out our Shinka, and I guess just pass. Alright, guess our opponent's on Oops All Surveil lands. Cast out an Emperor of Bones, exile our Mox Amber from our yard, and on the end step, we will channel our Sokinzon, triggering our Inti. Just exile Zurgo, and an Adeline off the top. These are actually some huge draws here. We will play out our Zurgo, dashed, then cast out our Adeline, and attacking with everything. Trigger Adeline and Inti. We will discard our Inti, a counter on Inti, exile on a land, and our opponent just takes out one of our spirits here. And before damage, they do cast a Tainted Indulgence, discarding an Atraxa. We trigger our Ragavan, and I guess we'll just play our Plaza Heroes and pass the opponent. We could cast Goryos out. Someone plays out a tapped Watergrave, then exiles Atraxa, adapting their Emperor of Bones, putting in an Atraxa, revealing nothing of complete relevance here, except for the Ephemerate. That's a good one. And they attack in with their Atraxa, and they do Ephemerate their Atraxa here, finding another Ephemerate and a Solitude, which might be the end for us, sadly. And they evoke out a Solitude now, taking out our Adeline. Yep, and then they Ephemerate as well, taking out a Ragavan. Top deck yet another Plains. I think at this point we are just too far behind. Atraxa on board's pretty scary, so we'll skip it up and get on to sideboarding. We're going to bring in 2 Blood Moon and 2 Magus for 2 Flowering of the White Tree and 2 Surges. Game 2, starting hand, looks fine. We'll go turn 1 Plaza into a Ragavan. We draw an Inti, we'll go to combat, attacking with the team, exiling a Goryo's Vengeance. And we'll go Plains and just run out our Magus here. Pump for the opponent into an Emperor of Bones. Top deck a Bolt, we will fire that off on the Emperor, go to combat, attacking with the team. Ooh, Thoughtseize, don't mind if I do. Yes, we take a Celestial Purge here, play out an Isamaru, and pass the opponent. And opponent scoops it up there. Let's get on to game 3. Game 3, starting hand, just way too land heavy, got them all. And our 6 is much stronger here. We'll put back into Johnny. Turn 1 Surveil land for the opponent. Mox Amber, actually nice pickup here. Turn 1 land into a Rag. That's shock for the opponent into a Psychic Frog. Land for us, we will fetch out a Plains, play out our Mox Amber, and cast out a Blood Moon. We're gonna play out an island and attacks in. Before damage, they discard an Atraxa. Top deck a Bolt, we will go to combat, attacking with the Rag, finding a Archaeologist, which I guess will actually play out here. And we don't mill anything that we can pick up here. We'll play out our Mesa and cast out an Inti. Opponent discards another Atraxa, then an Emperor of Bones, another Psychic Frog. Then they exile 3 cards, give it flying, and attack is in for 5. Top deck an Aganjo, we will go to combat, attacking with the team. Discard an Aganjo. We'll put our counter on our Archaeologist. Find a Skrill. Ragavan triggers. Ooh, Solitude? Wait, we can actually cast that out. Yeah, cast out Solitude. And that should probably do it. And we'll take out their Psychic Frog. Opponent finally finds a Swamp, then cast out a Goryo's Vengeance, and they attack in for 7. And of note, they do find another Goryo's Vengeance and an Archaeologist, and they pick up another Goryo's Vengeance with their Archaeologist. A Mary, not a bad pickup here. We'll play out our Mary, back in with everything here. We will discard our Magus, put a counter on our Ragavan, exile into Johnny, not bad pickup, and we draw land as well. And opponent does block our Ragavan, so we will play out our Johnny, play out a Scared Foundry, and pass the opponent. Yep, they cast out another Goryo's Vengeance. They did not find a Plains, which is very important. Then they attack in for 7. We'll go down to 1. And they play out a Mountain, passing. And I hope at this point we have lethal here. They will attack in with everything. Draw a card off Mary. Okay, double Bolt's got to do it. Discard Ragavan, big counter on our Solitude. And opponent's down to 3. Trigger Ragavan, find a Thoughtseize, and we'll just go for the Bolt now. Let's go! Positive record! So we did go positive, but there's definitely some changes I would think about making. The card that's really annoying is the One Ring. Like, playing anything aggressive against like the One Ring being all around the meta is just abysmal. I'm really not even sure what you would want against that card, but other than that, I mean, I think the main deck was pretty fun. I don't know how I feel about Surge of Salvation. I think that's a card I would probably be getting rid of. I think Ajani was super powerful, like when we got it to go. Maybe having like an ability to sacrifice it would be nice. You could also be running like 1 or 2 Flages in this list. It does give your deck like a little bit more longevity, and like you do run into a lot of lands, especially because a lot of them are channel lands. So I think that is some food for thought. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.